All right, we're back. This is Rage in a Cage with BamBam and Schwaggs. I'm your host, Frank BamBam Horak. And with me, as always, my co-host, Mikey Schwaggs.
Hey Frank, how's it going? And with us as always is our producer, Tough Tony. He doesn't co-host. How's it
No,
going, Tough Tony?
how's it
Thank
going
God
there,
for
guys?
that.
Yeah, thank
What's
God.
up there, Tony?
We got a great second half of the show coming up. We talk about upsets in the first round in March Madness. So
Yes.
let's jump right into
March
it.
A
Madness.
little college basketball we haven't talked about on the show yet.
No, because when we started the show, college basketball wasn't going on.
True.
So let's get right into it.
Let's talk about the big story first that just
yeah.
broke today with Syracuse.
Forgot about that.
Fab Melo getting they haven't really came out why, but he's not going to be playing it. We think at least it's going to probably academic.
That's what we.
But regardless of the reason, he's not going to be playing the tournament, and that's a killer for Syracuse.
It's a huge loss for Syracuse. That's just a huge presence, man in the middle that they're losing right there
big
with Melo.
7-footer in the middle, do rebounds, plays the defense, and it's just that crushes him. I had him personally in my Final Four. Now I'm gonna have to make a couple of little
If you
changes.
didn't change your brackets yet, you might want to get to that.
Yeah, because that's a huge loss. I still personally think they can win a couple of games in the tournament, but I don't see them going far though because that's just
Yeah, I mean
that's huge.
It's tough.
That's a big loss for them.
Yeah,
they
that's-
lost them 3 games early in the season. They went 2-1, but now with this tournament,
It's different.
format, you need your best players.
It's a different level of play
Yeah,
with
absolutely.
the tournament. You know, it brings out the best in everybody. It really does.
There's
And-
always some upsets.
Yes, there are always some upsets, and I got a few actually, because you always need a few, right?
You have more than a few. You have a lot.
No, I would say a few.
Let's
But
go with one of your
my
upsets. What do you
my
got?
my one upset that I'm like all in on, like I really believe that this team is going to pull off the upset. Belmont over Georgetown.
Wow.
I got a 14 seed
14
beating a
beating a
3
3.
seed,
Wow.
and let me tell you why.
All right, let's hear it.
Okay, Belmont, they're not in a very well-known conference or anything. They don't play a lot of good teams throughout the year, but they are one of the top scoring teams in the NCAA. They average 81.6 points per game, and they also shoot 48% from the arc, and they make about 8.8 threes a game. That's what you need in the tournament. You need to be able to shoot those threes.
They got some impressive stats there, but Georgetown from the Big East. Now, listen, they haven't fared well recently in the tournament, so it wouldn't shock me if they lose, but I don't see it. I see Georgetown moving on. I have Georgetown actually going to the Sweet 16. I like their team. Strong team. You talk about, yes, you haven't heard much from Belmont because of the conference they play, but I think with all the tough teams that Georgetown's had to play, I think it's an accomplishment just to get that 3 seed as it is, and I think it's going to be a tough matchup for Belmont. I don't know about that upset. I agree with a couple of your upsets. I could see that one.
I don't know.
That's a little tricky on that one.
This team, this Belmont team, they've been together for a while now. They made it to the tournament before, so they know what it's like to be there. And they really want to get. They want to. You know, they're tired of just getting into the tournament. They want to get in there and they want to win that first game.
All right.
You know, Georgetown's defense is probably one of the best defenses in the league.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, they give up 59 points per game. They're really good on defense. But if Belmont can get out to a fast start, light them up with threes, and get out to an early lead, you know, Georgetown might have to play from behind, and they might not be able to come back from behind.
Should be a good game. It's gonna be a tough one. I got a 13 beating a 4 though. I like.
You do?
I do.
Who would that be?
It's a good question. Who would that be? That's right. It's Montana beating Wisconsin.
Oh, I actually had that upset as well, Frank.
There you go. Wisconsin, Bo Ryan style. I'm just not a big fan.
Not a
of.
fan of his style. His slow
It's
pace.
slow pace. I mean, defensive style. You know, it's not terrible, but just they never score enough points really ever to go far in the tournament. And I see them getting bounced early in this. I like Montana. They got a strong team.
Like everybody says, history repeats itself in this tournament.
Yeah.
Wisconsin has been known to lose
Oh,
to
yeah.
those double-digit seeds
Yeah,
before,
it happens.
as well as Georgetown has been known to lose to
They
those
have,
double-digit
I
seeds.
mentioned that they haven't
as
had
well.
success. That's true.
Montana, just like Belmont, not much known about them. They're from a small conference, but they have this great 7-foot center, Derek Selvig. He is a beast in the paint, and he gets about 9 boards a game. And they also got a great backcourt with their guards, Kareem Jamar and Will Cherry. They're pretty good.
Yeah, no, listen, you need rebounding when it comes into the tournament, and they got that. Yeah, I see that. And also, you always have a 12-5 upset.
Yep.
At least it always seems that way. So you had VCU, went to the Final Four last year. It's going to be a tough matchup with Wichita State. There's no question about it. But I see them being the 12-5 upset. Even though they have lost 4
Really?
of their players from last year that went to the Final Four team, I still like it. It's tough to go against Shaka Smart
Yeah, that guy's a great coach. He really is,
He's a good
Shaka.
coach. Yeah, absolutely. And I see them beating the Shockers, actually, because it's Wichita State Shockers.
Shaka beating the Shockers.
You always have at least one 12-5 matchup. I see that one happen. I see VSU. I don't see VSU going to the Final Four,
Okay,
but I see them having that 12-5 upset.
I agree. I also have a 12-5 upset, but it's not that one.
Let's hear it.
I got Long Beach State taking out New Mexico in the first round.
All right.
And let me tell you why I got Long Beach State. Because
I want to hear it because
Not-
I'm a fan of the Lobos.
you're a fan of the Lobos?
I am.
Well, I'm actually a fan of Long Beach State, and I think
Alright.
they're pretty good. You know, they're a real grinded out team. Casper Ware, great scorer.
Yep.
Absolutely. TJ Robinson among the best on the boards in the league. So, you know, they got the scorers, they got the rebounding, their defense. That's the only thing that's questionable about them.
Absolutely.
And can they play defense for a solid 40 minutes? And can they keep it going into the next round and the round after that? I don't know. But I think they can outperform against New Mexico. New Mexico has one of the best benches probably in the NCAA.
Yeah, they do. That's why I have. Listen, out of all the, I don't agree with that upset. I think New Mexico's going to win. But of all the first round games, I see this game though possibly overtime. I see this being one of probably the best game of the first
I
round.
agree. I really think this is going to be a great game. And I got a few more upsets, Frank. I got upsets
You got
galore.
upsets all over the place.
I got NC State taking out San Diego State in the first round.
So I don't see that one happening either. I mean, San Diego State was a 2 seed last year. Obviously now 6
They
seed
lost.
this year.
They lost a lot of
They
people.
lost that, and they did lose a lot of guys.
They lost
yes.
a lot of. They lost a lot of people.
But
They
NC
lost
State
5
really
seniors. I
didn't
think.
do anything this year to impress me.
What do you mean?
So,
Did you watch that ACC tournament?
I did, and I watched them lose, so I didn't.
And they lost their man Leslie in the final 8 minutes. That's what killed them. They had the
I
lead.
did that. Crushed
They
them.
weren't. If they lose Leslie, like if what the who are they playing? If San Diego State is able to get Leslie into foul trouble early and get him out of that game, they'll be able to run away with it.
I can't agree with all you. We got like about 30 upsets. I can't agree with them
30?
all,
Not at 30. There's only I came out again.
but just keep it out of your mouth because it's just.
God, why can't it just stay in?
That's what she said. All right, let's keep it moving on. I want to talk about this one team. It's not an upset in the first round.
No, I know you want to
but
talk about this.
I want to talk about Murray
It's
State.
your Cinderella story,
This-
Frank.
I do. I mean, listen, they're
Put
30,
the glass slipper right on
30
them.
and 1 for a reason. They're a solid team. I mean, I have them beaten. I'm assuming Marquette advances. I have them beating Marquette.
I have
I'm
that as
assuming
well.
Missouri advances. I have them beating Missouri. Listen, the one problem with them though is they are turnover prone.
Yes.
So that's why I have them. But still, a 6 seed getting to the Elite Eight. I have them going against number 1 Michigan State. Then I have Michigan State winning. But I still think though it's a great story though for Murray State.
Absolutely.
Again, 30 and 1. It doesn't happen, just by accident. I mean, granted, their conference, it's not, one of the top conferences. You're not talking about the Big East or the ACC. But still, what they were able to accomplish, though, playing great defense, it's a great senior.
They shoot lights
Oh, yeah.
out from the three-point
Great
line.
three-point shooting team. That's why
Lights
I can see
out.
them. Again, Marquette's a great team. Missouri's a great team. A lot of people have Missouri going to the Final Four.
I just think
out of
they
that conference.
pose a really problem for those teams. They really do.
I am.
Like
I'm
if you
high
look at
on
it on
Murray State.
paper, they really pose a big problem. They got a great center,
Yeah.
and they got the outside shooting.
Obviously, it's not a first-round upset. I mean, Colorado State, the 11th seed.
No,
It
but
will
you
be a
got
tough matchup.
The second
but-
round, the third round, those
Yeah.
are all upsets.
Absolutely, those are all upsets. And I see Murray State going far in this tournament.
Yeah, and one more thing about Belmont, and this is
Let's
why
talk
I'm
about your
so
being
high on
obsessed with
Belmont.
Let's talk about
Did
it.
you watch their game earlier this year against Duke?
I actually missed that one, so please enlighten all of us.
They only lost by 1 point to
1
Duke.
point to Duke.
It was a very, very close game, and they stuck with Duke that entire game.
Alright.
And Duke is a top perennial contender in the NCAA tournament always.
Well, when Belmont loses in the first round, I can't wait to laugh at you. But still, it should be interesting. There's always upsets. As you said, there's only once in the history has all 4 number 1 seeds made it to the Final Four.
Mm-hmm.
So you're always gonna have upsets. This is what makes it great. This is why they call it the madness, if you will.
I like
So
your
it's gonna
Murray
be good.
State 2 Cinderella story also.
What?
I also got them going to the Final Four. So look at
I have
that.
in the Elite Eight, not the Final
Oh,
Four.
I got them going to the Final Four.
All right. Well, I'm glad we're in a little tournament challenge with some cash on the line. So
Yes. You know, we got the race to the
We
case
got a whole bunch
We
of
got
things
that going.
I'm not involved in anything.
because
Money
you don't
changes
know
hands.
anything about March Madness.
No, but I can always make it better.
Name 5 college basketball teams right now.
This should be interesting.
Duke,
There's one.
Ohio State,
Boom. 2.
Murray,
Murray what? Oh,
No,
you know
no!
what?
Stop looking at the computer.
You need he was.
Georgetown.
We literally just said like 18 teams.
And the fact that he had to go to Murray State to be one of his 5 college basketball
Right?
teams.
How is that?
Georgetown.
This is why you're not included in things.
Georgetown.
Oh my
You just produce.
And the
God.
Trojans.
The Trojans. Where are the Trojans from, Anthony?
California.
Southern California.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you know. All right.
All right.
Anyway, get back to the man.
Getting back to the madness before I kill Anthony.
Before his tooth falls out again.
Shut up about my tooth. Well, you're a dentist, so why don't you fix it for me?
Listen,
Don't blow up his spot.
Yeah, come on.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to blow up the spot there,
Easy.
John. I got one more upset, Frank.
Oh my God, another upset. Let's
One
go.
more. Boiler up. Purdue Boilermakers beating St. Mary's in the
I
first
do have
round.
that app. Actually, I have that too. A 10-7 matchup. I have Purdue winning.
You know, St. Mary's, they present a lot of challenges to most teams offensively. Not
and
Purdue.
another 10-7 matchup that I've been going back and forth with is Notre Dame Xavier. That's one I could see as an upset to Xavier beating Notre Dame.
Yeah, that's definitely a possibility.
But yeah, I'm going back and forth. But I do have Purdue though winning that one.
Yes, I have
10
Purdue winning this.
7, which is a slight upset.
Another
Anytime you have a
10-7 that we didn't talk about either. West Virginia. over
I have
Gonzaga.
that because that's basically a
Yeah,
home
I don't
game
know
for
how that's
West
an
Virginia.
upset.
So-
Can you even call it an upset?
I wouldn't go.
I
an
guess
upset
based
without-
on the
I guess
seeds.
because it's a 10 beating a 7, it's considered a slight upset.
But West Virginia plays in the Big East.
I do have West Virginia beating Gonzaga though.
Yeah, you know, I'm a
An
big
hour
fan of Bob
away-
Huggins.
Yeah, where they're playing an hour away from their
Basically
campus.
playing in their
It's
backyard.
basically a home game for them. I got them winning that.
Yeah, so you know we got a lot of upsets here in the
Oh,
first
you
round.
have a lot of.
I got a lot of upsets
I
here
got
in
a
the first
couple
round.
mixed in there.
But like we
absolutely.
said, you always need the upsets. You got the
You gotta.
VCUs, you got the George Masons.
There's
You know, there's
teams
always
that come
those
out of
Cinderella
nowhere.
stories
Absolutely.
that come out of nowhere. And who knows? It could be Belmont this year.
You love Belmont. We'll see.
Hey, they're a top
I
scoring.
cannot wait till they lose.
They're
in
one of the
first
top
round.
scoring teams in the nation.
You've mentioned that a couple of times, yes. So it'll be interesting to see. Next
It's-
show, then we'll
it'll
talk
be a
about the
great
second
game.
round. We'll see who's right, who's wrong, who's winning in our little
And
tournament
he'll
challenge.
always say he's right, but
Who's I usually am.
usually isn't.
I usually am.
Name the last time you were right.
I was right.
Oh God, Frank, I can't take you anymore. One more upset I have in the second round.
Oh boy, let's go.
Kansas State beating Syracuse.
Well, with Fab Mello now, it's not a huge upset anymore, but it's still an upset. I have Syracuse beating them. I think after that, then it gets tricky for Syracuse. Then you got most likely Vanderbilt, and after that, you either have Ohio State or is Vanderbilt another big upset?
No, I don't think Syracuse would be able to get
You don't think
past
they'll get
Vanderbilt. Nah,
You know,
I got Vanderbilt going pretty decently far, and I think getting into the Sweet 16.
yeah, winning their conference tournament, absolutely. They got the momentum. Also, Florida State winning their tournament, I got them going far.
Yeah, me too.
It should be interesting.
I see a lot of people having Missouri in the Final Four. I
a
don't
lot
see
of
it.
people. I personally don't either.
I don't see it.
But I have them going to the Sweet 16. But then after
I got
that,
them losing to Murray State.
there we go. At least we agree on something.
Oh, it's the first time for everything.
Well, when we come back, we got some free agency to talk about, and we got a lot
Let's
to
get
talk
into
about
it. I
then.
can't wait
have
to
a
get
feeling
into
we'll
that.
be arguing a lot with that.
Wow.
It'll be good.
Why are we going to be arguing?
I have a feeling we'll have a couple of disagreements.
With what?
we
You
got
always
more to
like to
talk about.
argue. Whatever, Frank.
All right, so
I
when
can't
we come
stand
back,
you
we're
anymore.
talking NFL free agency. More after this.
I'll try and keep my tooth in my mouth.